Hey there, welcome back to the Greater You. We're going to jump into a series over the next number of videos, talking and focusing in on a key romantic relationship in our lives. So those that are seeking to, be in the dating scene, develop a long-term committed relationship. We're going to talk about some traits that are very important that we found, obviously, through years and years of relationship coaching that we found that have bubbled to the surface that show you, how to be a really great partner in a romantic relationship, long-term committed relationship, and B, things to look for in that partner as well. So we're going to do our share. These are going to be shorter videos, but these are really good. There's a lot of traits we're going to be discussing over the series. This is the first one. So romantic relationship trait number one. And we're going to just dive into what each of these traits are. You'll notice that in this series of videos and the tools that we have built around this, it's something positive versus something negative. And the trait that we're obviously looking for in ourselves and in someone that you would, potentially date or want to spend long-term, committed relationship time with would be that positive one, right? So the first one is friendliness versus isolation. This is an interesting trait. It is definitely one that we find, people that have long-term successful relationships tend to be more towards the end of this where they're more friendly. There's obvious reasons for that, right? I mean, it's hard to strike up with a conversation with someone who isn't really friendly in the first place, right? But this friendliness that we're talking about goes deeper, especially when we're talking about a long-term relationship partner. Not only do we need to be friendly towards our partner and they need to be friendly towards us, but there needs to be kind of a general air of friendliness around people that creates an ease in their relationships. So the goal that we're looking for in these long-term relationships is someone who's really easy to be with, right? Life is hard enough that we don't need to have our romantic relationship feel like a constant uphill battle. And there are plenty of people that just stay in really unhealthy or imbalanced or bad fit relationships. And it's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. You're just trying to force it. And, wow, those relationships oftentimes end up crashing on the rocks of disappointment. So we're trying to help you preempt all of that by developing these traits within yourself and also seeking to find these traits in the people that you would ever date or want to spend time with, especially in a long-term situation. So friendliness is characterized by a warmth, right? People that are able to, this is a great test for friendliness versus isolation. Go on a date with this person, an actual date, in person, public space. How do they treat the server? The person who's like bringing the food or whatever. How do they treat them? That'll show you about that friendliness. How are they about the people that they're kind of interacting with? See them in these public circumstances. Are they looking down? Are they isolating? Are they treating people as objects? Are they putting walls up? Are they ignoring people? Or are they able to be kind of warm with the people around the situation that you guys are in? If you're in an amusement park and standing in line at, Disneyland or something, are they friendly to the people around them or are they kind of standoffish? Friendliness goes a long way and it shows up in a lot of different circumstances. And it definitely is recommended as a key trait in someone that you first need to become and that you would want to find in someone that you would want to spend your life with. So the question that people have is how do you develop this? If you tend to be that person that isolates, you tend to be that person, I do have some soapboxes, and here you go. Here's one of my soapboxes. I think that introversion gets overused, people. Human beings are social creatures, and you get these people who are like, oh, I'm an introvert, I'm an introvert, I'm an introvert. Yes, some people are more introverted than others. I'm going to give you that. I'm not, trying to cause like World War III here. But a lot of times it's the introversion is actually people that have untreated anxiety or unmanaged anxiety in their lives. And that's no fault of their own necessarily. I mean, they do need to take care of it though, right? If you want to build relationship bonds, you've got to tackle your problems. So what I don't like is when people say, well, I'm an introvert, therefore I isolate. Well, you're part of the human culture and human planet and planet Earth, and we're social creatures. It's probably better to learn how to be friendly and to overcome that. Yes, if you are a true introvert and you need to recharge for a while, go do your thing, put your nose in the book, do the stuff that helps you recharge, but recognize that you're part of a social fabric. And it's better to learn how to work with that by developing the trait of friendliness. How do we develop the trait of friendliness? We do it by calming down our negative thoughts, isolating, do some Michael Singer work, read The Untethered Soul. Everyone should read that book. It's so good. And separate from that negative self-talk and minimize its effect, because a lot of the isolation tendencies are caused by people having some like socially anxious thoughts where they're telling themselves all kinds of ridiculous things, making assumptions about whether people think of them. Guess what? People aren't just thinking about you all the time. You, and in fact, if you just smile and wave and say hello, like you're going to break down so many walls in your life. So you can develop friendliness by making a goal every day. Like, I'm going to say hello to 5 people I don't know today if you're in some sort of situation where you can be social, right? Um, I'm going to smile at someone, not that creepy stare them down smile, just the pleasant, like, nice to see you. You're on the subway, on the subway in New York, just like smile at like 10 of the people that are standing by you. You don't have to be weird and stare or anything like that. Just be like, hey, say hello, right? Say, how's your day? Do the things that will break down those walls of isolation, right? The other thing that can help you develop friendliness is practice the opposite of isolation. If you find that your hobbies are alone a lot, try and find a group of people that do it. Say you're into, well, pickleball, you can't really do on your own, right? But maybe you need to join a league and start getting to know some other people. Go to, get involved in a local church in your community. Volunteerism can help you break out of isolation. Shutting off, swapping your cell phone for a smartphone. There's things that we can do that move us away from isolation and move us towards friendliness. But it doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be huge. It's a smile, it's a hello, it's a wave, and then, some pleasantries, practicing talking about the weather, talking about the non-taboo subjects, like, hey, oh, hey, you're going to work too? Where do you work? Cool. Well, I hope you have a great day, just showing friendliness, warmth, and some compassion to the people around you will up your friendliness, and that practice will make it easier to be friendly yourself. Clearly, when you're in the dating scene, you need to look for that. Are these people warm? Are they easy to be around? Are they quick to smile at other people? Yes, one of the things we're going to talk about is overcoming jealousy, because that's a really disgusting relationship trait. We don't want to be jealous people, where we're just like suspicious all the time. I mean, there's one, you also have to have trustworthiness. There's a whole list of things that we're going to be going through, right? But people are like trying to be controlling in their relationships. That gets ugly and breaks relationships, right? People need the autonomy to be able to like say hello to the mailman or whatever, right? Still have friends you've had from high school and text people and be like, yo, let's hang out. You got to have some individuality in your relationship still. So those are all parts of it too. But the friendliness thing that we're talking about today is really a warmth, ease of communication, and just being able to, smile and say hello, look people in the eye if it's appropriate to your culture, orient your body towards them, give the verbal and visual cues that you're tracking with the relationship or with the communication, and just being generally friendly and not standoffish or not an isolator. So that's it for this one. Really important trait: be friendly and seek friendliness in your core relationships, but especially in your core romantic relationship. So that's it for today. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you would. We've got more content coming. This is going to be a multi-part series, many, many traits that we're going to be discussing over the coming weeks. So that is it for today. We'll stop screen share. Take care. Give us some comments if you would in the comments section. Thank you for your time today.